We are going to deep analyze why I still believe that art produced by AI is not art. I'm going to defend my claim with solid arguments. I'm going to go through examples of last year when it comes to generative AI in the creative sector, especially video or image generation, and you will see that none of these examples meet the conditions to be considered art, and that the hype of creative AI is dissipating. The bubble is breaking, and actually there is a growing sector in the creative field that refuses this type of content. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to give you some predictions of what I think is going to happen with AI art, and also tips to survive AI as a creator. And I hope all these can help you thrive in your creative journey, because at the end of the day, that's what I want. Let's deep dive into it because this is going to be interesting. I have seen a lot of traction when it comes to prompt to video AI generation during the last year. It was impressive to see the first time it appeared, and frankly, it's still impressive. But what it wasn't said initially is that these prompts to videos demos went through many iterations until they got a result that was right. So the demos are obviously selected, curated, and some of them are even edited in post-production. On top of that, it was known that these models require a considerable amount of computing power. So the main problem was, and still is, that as impressive as the demos look, it's very hard to get the result that you want. And the problem is the lack of atomic control of the process. And control is a very, very important word in any creative endeavor. Creators and visionary filmmakers are going to demand hundreds of changes, and with reason, because they want to convey their vision. And sometimes that vision needs to be refined through the creative process, and they need to be in control of it to be able to tell the story they want efficiently. Actually, there is a remix feature in Sora, which is a way to refine the video with small prompt changes, but this is not enough. These models lack specialized knowledge, from understanding physics equations to having access to years of experience in the movie making and VFX realms. And that's something that post-production VFX houses can offer and prompt-to-video AI can't. VFX companies have several departments of specialized artists to be able to address notes from the filmmakers to the pixel, so they can satisfy their creative vision. A shot like this that was done by Sora AI with the puppies and the snow would take several months to achieve in proper traditional CGI techniques. But once set up, it would be relatively easy to update and address notes from any department: camera, animation, creatures, effects, lighting, or composition. Another thing that hasn't changed in the last year is that AI companies are still competing like crazy to get the attention and money of filmmakers, companies, and users. Millions have been spent in development, and all of them are scrapping internet, getting images and text and video and audio data that most of the times is copyright protected. Everything that you have posted to Instagram or Facebook is now part of it. It will appear in some way or form in some result somewhere in the world eventually, and there is nothing you can do about it. In June last year, the Microsoft CEO Mustafa Suleyman said that it is considered fair use to get everything that is on the internet, which is a very dangerous sentence. And look at Murati's reaction in an interview soon after Sora was released, when she's asked about the sources of these videos.
What data was used to train Sora?
We used publicly available data and licensed data.
So videos on YouTube?
I'm actually not sure about that. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not confident about it.
This looks very suspicious. The thing is, not every video or image publicly available is free to use. There are still copyrights from artists that post their work online. These companies have numerous copyright law actions on them, and they use every loophole around the concept of fair use that they can find. And they are feeding thousands of hours of image and video into these models. We just don't really know which sources they are using for this. And they probably know what they are doing is wrong, but they don't care. They are driven by greed and ambition. The end justifies the means, and there is no shame, and this is unstoppable. So apart from video, we have of course still AI image creation that has been developed further and perfectioned during the last year. But when it comes to AI artistic creations, I also don't think we are getting anywhere. I feel we are oversaturated of this sort of images already. It was very new at first, but it's not surprising anymore, and it makes sense sense. First of all, AI images tend to be too perfect, too glossy. But that's not the main problem. The problem is that they are derived from known styles, because that's all AI art can do. Learn from styles created by actual humans, actual artists, and make some educated guess in that style, or combine different styles, averaging the result. And if they end up feeding from their own AI creations, well, we will definitely end up having a very average, recognizable AI style everywhere. Don't get me wrong, it's quite impressive, still impressive to see, but we are not discussing that. We are discussing that this is not art, that AI needs actual art in order to create AI art. And we have come up with some keywords already that will help us explaining this well. Control, process, and style. And I'm going to elaborate those because this is really important to understand. First of all, for AI art to work, you need an input, data, and a goal. You literally set the prompt of what you want, and AI tries to get there based on limited data that you have no access to, an obscure algorithm that no one has access to, only the companies that provide the model or the interface to the model. The so-called AI artist has no access to the process or the data set. And this is limiting, and you need a prompt which is also limiting in a way. Many real artists, for example, process-oriented artists, which is vastly represented in modern art, names like Jackson Pollock, Marina Abramovic, Eva Hesse, the process of these works are so important as the work itself. They don't have a predetermined idea of how the work will look like at the end. That, not being limited by a goal, opens already the door to immense creative possibilities. But even if we compare AI art to goal-oriented real artists like most figurative artists, they still have a process, a technique, and process is intimately related to style. The process of creations of an artwork is basically a collection of steps, of decisions that are driven by a personality. Why to choose these shapes, these brushes, these colors at this moment? How strongly to apply this stroke? Where to apply it? There are hundreds or if not thousands of decisions involved in a painting or artwork, and each person would decide things differently and in different order. That's why even having two artists copying the same model with similar level of skills, still you could feel that they are done by different persons and have a different style. There is always a very personal filter happening whenever a human is involved. So you could say a consistent set of decisions over time that is similar in every work determines the style, and it's intimately linked to a personality, to a person that has developed this style with their personal decision. Decisions come from emotions, culture, childhood, memories, values, wishes, instincts. AI feeds from real people. AI feeds from all these and from real styles because they cannot produce it on their own. They can imitate a style because it can recognize this consistency, these patterns, a logic in the process, and it can guess based on that set of rules how things would look like. AI needs styles. AI needs human artists that have created styles to function, but it will never ever create a new style because for that it will need to have a personality, life experiences, memories, core values that would influence every single step of the way, and so far they don't have that. Maybe with AGI, but we don't even know if we can achieve that. So process makes the style, and the style is made by a unique, consistent process in time. When AI creators talk about creating art, they are basically asking AI to make something for them. It's like hiring a person to do it for you, but you are not making any effort in forging a technique and unique process, develop a consistent style in becoming a real artist. Even if it takes them 1,000 prompts to achieve the image or the video they want, they are basically rolling the dice until they see imaginary that they like. But even then, AI art resembles really bad art, works that are derivative at best, or even could be in the realm of plagiarism, because you can see these works are weak combinations where the borrow of the original material, of the original sources, is too high. AI artworks are even lower than bad artworks because even the worst artist copying material would still add some sort of unique personal filter to it from his personality. AI is really an incredible tool for research, deep research, Reasoning, exchanging ideas, getting initial inspiration is going to be vital for advancements in technology and medicine and many, many areas. So AI is a great tool. It's a great advancement, but please don't mess with art. So with AI, always go with caution. I wouldn't personally use any pixel directly created by AI. Not even if you combine those pixels and brush on top and mix layers. I wouldn't use any single pixel precisely because I don't know from which sources those pixels are coming from. And also using pixels generated by AI is going to make it very difficult for you to get copyright from your work, as elaborated as your process can be. It's the same as writing a text. If you copy-paste several texts from ChatGPT and then make it look like you wrote it, it is not really great, is it? You don't even know where those texts and ideas were regurgitated from. You have to be honest with yourself and honest and transparent with the sources in any creation. So ask yourself, are you proud of it deeply? Are you providing your unique take from sources that you know where they come from? Are you involved deeply in the process to create that new take, a new style, and claim this is your work? The problem is that, and I think that's where all the confusion about AI art and art is coming from, that we are creating a society obsessed about the results and not about the process. Obsessed about the recognition of these results, about impressing, about getting clicks without effort as fast as possible. Obsessed about the quantity while having more and more difficulties to recognizing quality. It's also a problem of art education. We have now AI that is creating for us, writing text for us. We can have AI to draw and paint and create photographies for us and get an impressive result. But what is impressive about it? Are you really proud of it? Are you really involved in it? What drives this crazy AI research is not your improvement or the improvement of the humankind. What drives this AI wave is pure greed and domination. This is way worse than social media. With social media, they have managed to trap millions of souls with self-esteem validation dependency, next dopamine shot, and they have achieved to endanger our ability to focus, think, and even actually socialize. But now comes the second step. They are attempting to make us even weaker and more dependent by offering something that can think for us and that can create for us. Every program, every company is using this hype to sell you AI-powered features, copilots, AI chats as tools to boost your creativity. But the more you use it, and they let you try free first, the more they hook you, the more dependent you become. They are trying to create the need, the feeling that you can't live without it, that you can't create the things they do, that those results have an unbelievable quality, but they don't. What they are really doing is reinforcing the idea that you are not able to do this on your own. They are weakening you in ways that not even social media could do before. And the underlying idea is that spending time doing something, learning something is unnecessary. This is the ultimate distraction tool for me. Many science fiction stories tells how AI will destroy humanity. Well, it's not because they are going to turn evil. It's because they are going to destroy our confidence in ourselves and in the power we have to use our own intelligence and creativity and build skills and artworks through our sheer will. Of course, we will have, if not already, thousands of millions of images, videos, songs created by AI, whole movies, books, artworks. Many people won't be able to differentiate degrees of quality anymore. In social media, there will be no way to know if you are talking to a person or if the comment is genuine. Since AI is getting really good at modifying reality and imitating reality will be heavily distorted by imaginary that you can't trust. An ocean of fake news, fake texts, fake works of art, a fake artificially intelligent world. But there is hope. Many people are going to be very soon oversaturated and they are going to demand and yearn for the extra, the human touch, the human intentionality, the real talent. It's already happening. There is a huge sector that don't like AI generative creations and that they are going to refuse it. For example, James Cameron recently manifested that at the beginning of Avatar 3, there will be a clear message that no generative AI has been used. And literally he says, I just don't personally believe that a disembodied mind that is just regurgitating what other embodied minds have said about the life they had, about love, about lying, about fear, about mortality, and just put it all together into a word salad and then regurgitate it, I don't believe that's ever going to have something that's going to move an audience. You have to be a human to write that. I don't know anyone that's even thinking about having AI write a screenplay. And eventually there will be a return to the natural, to the senses, to what you can perceive and trust with your own eyes and not in digital form. There will be a moment where people will long for the imperfection, for the not so good looking result, for the odd style that we haven't seen before, for the real story behind the creation, for the truth, even if it's ugly. There will be a moment where people will not need to apply filters to photos or correct photos, like this Google photo feature. This guy wanted to be sad in the photo, so why to put a smile? Just show him sad. Keep working in your way. Trust your instincts. Build your style. Only you can do it. So I recommend if you're an artist or a creator of some kind that you document your process, because that would be your only proof of originality, and this proof is going to be requested. I'm already seeing videos of Gen AI faking processes. So even that can be questionable, but having a recorded video with metadata from a camera will be the best certificate of authenticity you can get. So spend time learning skills, getting yourself out of your comfort zone, forging your style, developing your brain and your neurons. Always use your judgment and don't copy anything from AI, because you don't even know where it comes from. Reformulate it in your own words, express it with your own unique technique, but only after it passes the filter of your personality. The more you are as a person involved in the creative process, the more we're talking about art. Don't let companies convince you that you can be more competitive, more creative in a short time. Don't fall in the scam of big gains with no effort. Nothing great has been created without effort, because at the end, you will be just one of the millions of users producing similar content with the same tools. And most importantly, you will not have learned anything along the way. You know, deep inside, all this is true. So feel free to leave comments below. I'm happy to answer all of them. And if you like more thought-provoking content like this one, please subscribe to The Creative Thrive. Thank you.